I think I got it set to mute. Is that now coming through for everyone? So I presume now, hopefully it's coming through. I should probably just jump on the stream myself, to be honest, see if I can hear it on the phone. That would make sense. He got it now. Cool. Yeah, I've got all the fancy setup, and I've got the mic set to monitor only through my headphones, so I think that was the problem. I don't think... well, actually, I don't know whether TikTok chat is pulling through, or TikTok at all. I think we're live on TikTok, but it's one of them funny ones where I don't know whether it pulls through. But we've got YouTube. Oh yeah, we've got TikTok messages coming through, YouTube. Also, we've got on Kick is spam so far. Twitch, I think I'm the only one that sent a message, but we haven't got any followers on there, so I don't think that's a problem. But it looks like it's working. Let me just push out on Discord. I was talking to myself for about 5 minutes with no audio, wondering why no one was replying. So this is just going to be a test stream, basically, for making sure the setup actually works. I don't want to be doing a repair and the stream not work good. So it's mainly just to chat through the new setup and show off the new camera angles and things. And I've got another camera coming later on today that should be awesome. I can pan and tilt and zoom it so we get some really nice angles and things. And then just let me know. I'll transition to I've got like a start page, a be right back, and an end page. I'm just going to transition to the start page. And you guys shouldn't then hear audio, but you should hear a little background music, and the chat should still show. So just let me know. Basically, I'm going to toggle now. So I presume you guys couldn't hear me when I toggled out, but you can hear me when I toggle back in. That's the idea of the kind of start and intro pages. It seems to clear the chat as well. I noticed it's like got rid of the chat. So just let me know if you heard background music when I toggled over, and if you can obviously still hear me now. No, I haven't done anything on Kick at all yet. I just posted it up. I didn't hear any music on the background. Let me just toggle back to the start page then, and I'll double check if I've done the same thing where it's monitor only. So 1 second. Yep, so there we go. That was I'd done the same thing. I'd just got it monitor only. I was testing it all through headphones, so that should have fixed that audio as well. YouTube should be outputting 1080p because I'm multi-streaming and I work on the computer. It's only going to be 1K, but these are 4K cameras, so the quality should be like, you know, really good. And I've also added the ability to zoom in even further. So because the 4K, that's like, this isn't even a microscope. This is literally just a camera above my head, and this is how close you can get. Like there's where's even that? There's my finger. That's how close we are in, and that's just literally off an overhead cam. So if I just undo this a minute, you're talking just literally camera up there, zooming down to that board there, and that's how detailed we can get with these cameras. It's ridiculous because they're obviously Blackmagic, so we don't even need a microscope. We can just pan around like this. Yep, so it looks like the everything's streaming right. So here's the few angles we've got. We've got basically the side angle, which is going to change or be added. I'm going to get this pan and tilt camera later on today, so I can like move around and zoom in really good. We have the zoom in on both, so we've got like just a digital crop and zoom for this one and the overhead. So we've got like good angles there. On any of them now as well, I can overlay a PC. So this is now a PC here. So I've got a second monitor if I want to show off, like an oscilloscope. I've also got HDMI out. So this is now a HDMI port. I can connect monitors, consoles, anything at all, just a HDMI input. And then we can put that same overlay. If we go over here, we can kind of overlay the PC, or we can overlay the HDMI. And then we have a full HDMI. So this will show, say we're playing a console game or something that's full. And we've got the full PC. And then inside the PC, we can overlay HDMI. And inside the HDMI, we can overlay PC. So I think that's pretty much all of the camera angles and options we need. And both of this is set up for, obviously, horizontal and vertical. So all those options display differently depending on whether you are looking at horizontal or vertical. One other check is this should mute the mic now. So I'll press the mute button. So I presume you couldn't hear me then talking about the fact I'd muted the mic after I'd muted it. If so, we know. I think that's everything working about the stream. Other than, obviously, the quality. You guys will have to let me know what the quality is, because it should be 1080p and it should be decent. But at the minute, it's the first time using Streamlabs and I've got no real idea on what I've done for quality-wise. I don't know whether I've set the quality up low, high, or anything like that. So if you're on yesterday's live, if anyone was on, do you know the difference in quality? Because obviously yesterday's live was max quality streamed through OBS, and this is now obviously through Streamlabs. I'm sure I can get it higher quality if so. Yeah, quite a few people are mentioning it's 720p. Same on YouTube, so it's a little bit low. I can probably fix that. Does it look like, I guess it's hard to tell if you can't kind of see the quality though, but to me this is obviously insane quality visually. But is it coming through, like, can you see the individual pins on these chips, for example? Are they clear, or are they kind of blurry, I guess, is what we're after. I'm just going to see if I can see my own live. I don't even know where you find your own lives. I can pull it up through the browser, maybe. Yeah, so I can actually see TikTok live. Quality on TikTok's good. Like for me, at least, when I'm looking. Like, it looks very similar to my camera. Let me check YouTube. I'm live there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so what I'm seeing on the live myself, it looks pretty much like my screen. Where do you see the quality in a live there? Yeah, so it is streaming. Yeah, it's streaming 720p, but to be honest, that quality, you're not really, I don't think you're losing anything there. That's pretty much the quality of what I'm seeing on screen, so I don't think that's a bad thing that it's 720p, to be honest. So no, I'm quite happy with that. So I guess I'll just quickly go through what I've done. So I will be streaming hopefully tomorrow. You've got a counter now. I can actually point to things. So you've got a counter up here, which should be the live views, which is something I was missing out on. And yeah, Kick, definitely. I need to figure out either somebody moderate the chat, or I don't even know how to moderate it. It's literally brand new setup, I've rushed to do that. But yeah, chat is definitely something we need to moderate. These should be live views, which they look like they are roughly. There seems like there's more viewers than it shows, but at least it's just an indicator. Up here is like a tip thing, so I don't even know how it works. I think you go to streamlabs.com/retro6 and you can tip like £1 or something, and that meter fills up. Just a little incentive. Other than that, we got the chat where we had it. So obviously down here, and I'm pointing on the horizontal. People on vertical are not going to see what I'm pointing at because I'm pointing a different place. And then we've got these two Macs in. GPU repairs, not really. We're focused on retro consoles, and we're flooded with them as it is. Yeah, these are Mac SE30s. So yesterday we were working on, well, 3 of them. I've got another one here. So this is a customer's that had an original SE30, transplanted it onto here, and it basically didn't work. We reflowed tons of solder issues, got it working. It went off, come back with another issue, and that's where we're at with this board. We need to kind of fix it. I did get it fully working, except the SCSI didn't work. And then when we plugged in a Pi SCSI, the whole board's died, and the Pi SCSI itself's also dead. So we need to fix this one. I'll be working on that probably tomorrow. In the meantime, I'd got a fully working board here originally that was fully working until I swapped chips between the customers and this board, and now this board is mostly dead. It now works, but except as soon as you put a SCSI chip on, it doesn't work, so we need to diagnose that. That's probably next up. And this one is one I fixed yesterday on the stream. I brought basically another broken one and fixed it up. So we have one fully working one. And what I did is, let me make use of these new camera angles, zoom in. I socketed all these, I think it was yesterday or this morning, I can't even remember. So socketed all these chips so we can use them. The one thing that happened was, even though I'm super careful with this, and I use oh, Kick's not working. We're getting comments but no stream on Kick. Yeah, I'll probably check that out later. So even though I use this with a silicon tip to remove the solder, and I also use hot air, not a soldering iron, so really careful removing these chips. I've done it hundreds of times on many consoles, never torn traces. Just removing these chips and socketing them, it didn't work, and I found that we'd got a trace broken. So I just go probably on the overhead and move this out of the way. So here, get this in focus. It lost a trace, and you can see it's a 4-layer board, so it's inside, but it lost a trace from here to here, and this via here. And there's no damage whatsoever on the pins. I did it very carefully, but just hot airing off these chips was enough to kill it, basically. So what that's making me think is, because just transplanting these broke a trace on the original PCB, that the reason my other one on here stopped working is very likely a broken trace. So I'm probably going to investigate this one tomorrow first and put the SCSI chip back on, put the sound chip back on, or to be honest, we don't need the sound chip. We can just put the SCSI on and I think just monitor all the pins on the oscilloscope. And now we've got the new setup, we could have, say, an overlay like this, where we bring this into focus and just have that there. And then I can put an overlay of, say, the computer up here. And then I can open the Picoscope software. And what we can have is I can get the Picoscope on the other screen. So I drag this over. We can now have this up on screen. So we've got it up on screen here. And I could be probing away and you guys can see me probing, and also a PC oscilloscope. So I think it's a really nice way of kind of showing you the process. So we'll go through all of these pins and see if, even though visually there's no damage, that's not what happens with broken traces. You rarely see a visual damage. It's just a hairline crack that you could look at under the scope and not see. But we'll go around this one and hopefully try and fix this first. And then if we can fix this one, we've got 2 working Macs. And the final goal will be to fix, obviously, the customer's original sending. That's the whole point of all this. We really want to try and get this one back to working. The irony was we had this fully working, but the SCSI device was bad and we didn't think it was that. We thought it was this. And we ended up effectively somehow killing some part of this board in the process of trying to fix the SCSI that wasn't really dead. So unfortunately, this was fully working at some point and we don't know what's gone wrong. So this is the final goal. This is the fixed one, and this is the one I'm going to work on tomorrow. Just finished install a clean comp. Followed your video, all working nice and clean. Yeah, that's good to hear. Let me take a quick look at this kick as well. Then let me see if I don't know if anyone uses Streamlabs as well. I'm not really sure. I can't see like the live feeds. It just says live and doesn't really give me any hint of whether it's working or if there's any problems. It just kind of says you're live and that's it. So let me just log in. But yeah, I was surprised how many people wanted to have me go live on Kick as well. I've never really used it. Yeah, it's definitely not live on there. But like I say, I can't really see any. View your live stream in your browser. I can click that. So it just opens up YouTube. So that doesn't help. Settings. That just takes me to YouTube again. Yeah, so I can't really see anywhere in Streamlabs without potentially accidentally killing this stream to sort of just check, like check the other streams, which would be handy. Record, manage. Yeah, so that's kind of a kicker because I guess once you start live, there's no real way of knowing if it's worked, and if it's not working, there's not much I can do because we're kind of going live now, and there's nothing I can click in here to fix that. Let me just click around here. Connect, confirm, stream. Yeah, it's all set up and linked. Output, 20,000 bit rate. Yeah, all the settings seem okay. So, and it actually should be outputting 1080p as well, based on the output I've got set there, but it isn't. So yeah, that's it for that one. We'll just have to see if Kick works again tomorrow on that. Working on a Mac SE30, well, 3 of them. This is just a quick pop-up stream. I'm not really going to be on here very long. It's just to test the quality, make sure everything's working ready for tomorrow. But we've got a customer's Mac SE30 reloaded here that we need to ultimately fix. Fixed this one yesterday, just brought it broken. Brought this one before working, killed it myself, and we're trying to fix that one. So this one will be fixing tomorrow, and then hopefully the customers. And that's the goal. Let me just test if chat is still working as well. Yeah, I don't think the chat stays on the screen very long, though. It's quite easy for me to miss the chat. It's only because I've got it on the left I even noticed that, so I might make this pop up. This pop up here, which is me spamming chat at the minute. I might make that stay a little bit longer because 5 seconds, 10 seconds, I'd quite easily overlook that. But other than that, it seems to be all working, I guess, for everybody. Audio quality, video quality seems good. And this is full on, much easier than OBS with that Stream Ninja chat. This is a nice integrated one. I've got to pay for it, but I don't mind paying for it because it makes the live a bit easier to handle. Retro Games Market Liverpool, no, I would have been. I even missed a Donington or Doncaster. I always forget which one it is. I missed that one this year as well, just being too busy. If I had time, I definitely would have been at the Liverpool one. I was meant to be going out for a meal, celebrating, basically selling one of the houses we've done up and sold, because I also restore houses and flip them as well. We were going out for a meal to celebrate tonight, so I couldn't make that one. I did go that retro arcade as well in Bury. I've got to go back there. That was amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure whether all other people's messages popping up, to be honest. Do you want a couple of you type a chat message, because I can see them in the multi-stream chat, but I'm not actually, I don't think I'm noticing them on screen here. Like mine are popping up. I don't think other people's are, though. Well, I know I think it's TikTok, that are missing. Yeah, I think it is. I think TikTok messages aren't popping up in the multi-chat, which isn't it's not a major issue because I can see the chat, but obviously others can't. So yeah, YouTube works definitely. I've got a feeling it is literally TikTok chat isn't working, which actually I don't think TikTok chat works. I think that is a limit of Streamlabs. That's why it's not showing up. So I think I can see it in the multi-stream, but I've got a feeling. Let me go to widgets. Let's hope that doesn't kill the live stream. Yeah, that doesn't help. Let me go to Streamlabs website. Got a feeling I remember when I was looking at the chat setup thing, I think there wasn't an option for... No, there isn't an option. So even though, strangely, I can see the chat on my screen to the left, like the mod chat, I can see TikTok. It doesn't come through the chat bot. So for TikTok people, obviously, you'll see... well, everybody except TikTok, rather. You'll see everybody else's messages, but you won't see TikTok comments, so that's not the end of the world. So that's really it for this one, guys. I just wanted to, like I say, quickly test all this setup works and seems to be good. So we've got, like I say, all the zooming works, the overlay works, tab in between views works, overlaying the PC works, got everything working perfect, really, where I want it to be. And then I've got this nice little, I need a break, I need to eat some food or go toilet. And then pop back like that. So I just wanted to leave that open then for a minute because, again, I don't think messages are working in... It's either when you tap between the views, the chat message refreshes and loses, or it doesn't work, because you should see chat in this start and be right back screen. So I'm just going to jump back to that screen and spam a message, see if you can actually see. So the idea is, while I'm away, if I'm on a break, you guys could still chat. So let me just jump onto that. Yep, so I think that's good then. We've got a nice little setup, so super easy. Got a massive screen in front of me. In fact, I can even show you that. Actually, probably quite a few people have been interested in that. I don't know if they can get it on stream, but got like a virtual, even though I've got a stream deck, I've just put virtual buttons up there for tabbing between the modes. I've got all your guys' chat there. We've got obviously all the monitor here for keeping an eye on the live. I've got my second monitor there for working on, which helps. And then obviously working away here. So I think it's like an ideal little setup. I will try get a face cam as well. That's part of what's coming. Yeah, all we got in Kick is nothing but spam. That's crazy. No live stream but spam. Yeah, I'll try and get this adjustable camera that's coming in the next, hopefully, hour, get in a position where I can either leave this one, this kind of semi-fixed camera here, as one camera and have another camera that's over here and, can point at my face and have maybe a floating head cam. But I could also move it around for more generic shots because I've got full control of it. So I'll show you that off tomorrow as well. And probably tomorrow, to be honest, for Kick, I'll just leave Kick off because that's literally until we get some spam bot support on that. That it's literally all you had on Kick messaging as spam. But yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow. Probably I might do early doors. Depends how I'm feeling. If not, it'll probably be afternoon. So I'd say I'm either going to be on 6 or 7 in the morning, or I'll be on in the afternoon. I'm more than likely going to be on early. I know what I'm like. I'll probably be up at 4 or 5, wanting to at least try and get this working. But yeah, I prefer the setup. It's a little bit better than the last one we had. And like I say, it seems to all be working in here, other than not having a kick, and the TikTok messages no longer show here. And I also want to try and improve the style of this chat. I'll just write some CSS code and make this, because I don't think this is quite as nice as the Social Ninja. So these messages, I don't think they're quite as nice as they were. But in one way, they're also not as distracting because they're a bit more like blended in. So maybe I'll just leave that for now. It's doing its job. So yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll chuck it on the end screen for a minute or so and then end the stream, and I'll see some of you tomorrow, hopefully.